Once upon a time, life seemed to move in different directions for two souls who were unknowingly connected. We were both studying at the same college, walking through the same halls, attending the same events, and perhaps even passing by each other without ever realizing what fate had in store. It was as if life had set the stage, but was waiting for the perfect moment to reveal the plot. For years, I attended that college, focusing on my studies, my friends, and my ambitions. Little did I know my soulmate was right there, just a few steps away, living his own story. We had no idea that our paths, though parallel, hadn't yet crossed. Life kept moving, and after graduation, we went our separate ways without even knowing we were meant to be together. Fast forward 5 years later, and life had taken me to the United Arab Emirates. I was working in a new country, far from home, chasing my dreams and carving out a life for myself. It was a whirlwind of experiences, new culture, new people, and endless opportunities. I had no reason to expect that something even more incredible was about to unfold. One ordinary day, in a place far from where we started, we finally met. In the most unexpected way, our paths crossed, but this time we noticed each other. It felt surreal. Here we were, in a different country, years later, with the past behind us and no idea how close we had been all along. The connection was instant, like pieces of a puzzle finally coming together. We laughed about how we had studied in the same college and never met. It was as if the universe had its own timing, waiting for us to be ready. All those years we were walking side by side without knowing, yet life had a perfect plan for us, a plan that couldn't be rushed. Meeting her in the UAE, miles away from where our journey had started, felt like destiny. It wasn't just a coincidence, it was the universe guiding us all along. Looking back now, it makes sense. We had to grow, to learn, and to become the people we are today, so that when we finally met, we'd be ready for the love that was always meant to be ours. That day marked the beginning of a beautiful chapter, a chapter that was always waiting to be written. And now, years later, I can say with certainty that fate brought us together at the perfect time, in the most unexpected way. From the moment we met, there was something undeniable about the connection between us. It was as if everything in our past, all the experiences, the highs and the lows, had been preparing us for this one moment. We hadn't just found each other by chance, we were meant to meet. And once we did, life felt different. It felt fuller, more vibrant, like I was finally seeing the world in color after years of black and white. When we started getting to know each other, it became clear that we were exactly what the other needed. We had both been through our own journeys, navigating the challenges of life, work, and personal growth. But together we became stronger. From that point on, it wasn't just about me or her, it was about us. She became my rock, my confidante. Whether I was dealing with stress at work or feeling uncertain about the future, she was always there to remind me of my strength, pushing me to keep going even when I doubted myself. And it wasn't just in the big, dramatic moments, it was in the small things too. She'd leave me little reminders, like a text of encouragement or a smile that said, "I believe in you." I remember one tough time at work when things felt overwhelming. There were days when I felt like I couldn't keep up, that I wasn't good enough. But she never let me fall into that mindset for too long. Every time I felt like giving up, she would listen, offer advice when I needed it, and remind me of the progress I'd already made. She believed in me even when I couldn't believe in myself. And it wasn't one-sided. Supporting her became just as important to me. Whenever she had her own struggles, whether it was with her career, life decisions, or personal doubts, I made sure she knew she wasn't alone. I was there to listen, to offer advice when she needed it, and sometimes just to sit with her in silence, knowing that my presence alone could be enough to make her feel secure. We became each other's greatest cheerleaders. Every achievement, every success was something we celebrated together, and every setback we faced side by side. When she had a rough day, I'd remind her of how capable she was, and when I felt uncertain, she'd tell me how proud she was of how far I'd come. The truth is, life is full of ups and downs, but having someone who's there for you through it all, who lifts you up when you're feeling low and celebrates your victories like they're their own, that changes everything. She gives me the strength to keep moving forward, to push through the tough times because I know no matter what happens, I have someone who will always have my back. Our love isn't just built on romantic moments or grand gestures, it's built on the everyday support we give to each other. The understanding, the listening, the encouragement. It's in the way we lift each other up, never letting the other feel like they have to face anything alone. It's funny to think that we could have met all those years ago in college, but now I realize the universe had a better plan. We met at the perfect time, in a different place, when we were both ready. And now I can't imagine life without her. We're not just partners, we're each other's biggest support system, and that's a bond that nothing can break. This is our love story. Now our family has grown even more by welcoming our beautiful daughter. Imagine being destined for someone, but your paths don't cross until the universe says it's time. This love story wasn't just about chance meetings or fate, it was about alignment, growth, and the power of connection. What you just heard wasn't just a love story, it's a testament to how powerful the universe can be when you're in alignment with what's truly meant for you. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most profound teachings of Neville Goddard, how to manifest your soulmate or a specific person, and how to align with that energy so effortlessly that it almost feels like the universe is doing the work for you. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll learn the most powerful way to manifest love, and there's something life-changing I'm going to reveal that you won't want to miss. Trust me, this could be the very thing that brings you closer to the love you've been waiting for. This is about unlocking the most powerful way to manifest your soulmate or specific person now, using the profound teachings of Neville Goddard. By the time we reach the end of this video, you'll not only understand how to make this shift in your life, but you'll also be able to take action that immediately aligns you with your deepest desires. And trust me, there's something incredible waiting for you at the end of this journey, a revelation that could change the way you approach every single relationship in your life, forever. You'll leave with a tool so powerful that using it will transform how you see love, how you experience love, and most importantly, how you manifest love. Let me start by telling you about a woman. Let's call her Isabel. Isabel had always believed in love. She'd grown up dreaming about her soulmate, the person who would sweep her off her feet, someone with whom she'd share her life, her dreams, and her deepest emotions. But as the years passed, love seemed to slip further and further away. She found herself in relationships that fizzled out before they began, connections that never really reached her heart. The ache of wanting something so badly, yet never feeling close to it, began to consume her. Isabel wondered if maybe she was doing something wrong, or if perhaps love just wasn't in the cards for her. One evening, after yet another disappointing date, Isabel stumbled across a video on Neville Goddard's teachings. She'd heard about manifestation before, but something about this particular teaching resonated with her. Neville spoke not about chasing love, but about becoming the love you wish to receive. He taught that the key to manifesting a soulmate, or even a specific person, wasn't in asking or begging for it, but in assuming the feeling of already having that love. Feeling is the secret, Neville would always say. And it struck Isabel deeply. She had been waiting for love to come to her, but what if she could be love instead? That night, instead of feeling the familiar ache of loneliness, Isabel decided to try something different. She closed her eyes and imagined herself already in the relationship she desired. She didn't focus on the face of her soulmate, or the details of who they were, but instead she focused on the feelings. She let herself feel what it would be like to come home after a long day and be greeted with love. She felt the warmth of being held, the security of knowing she was cherished. Isabel allowed herself to smile, to feel happiness bubbling up inside her, and for the first time in a long time, she felt completely at peace. For 10 minutes, she lived in that reality, imagining every detail as vividly as she could. And then she let it go. Isabel practiced this every night before bed, not out of desperation, but out of joy. She stopped thinking about when or how her soulmate would show up, and instead she focused on the love she was already feeling inside herself. A few weeks passed, and something miraculous began to happen. She noticed a shift, not in her external world, but in herself. She started attracting different types of people into her life, people who mirrored the love she had been feeling in her meditations. One day, as she was going about her day, she bumped into someone, a chance meeting that felt anything but random. The connection was instant, the kind of connection that felt like it had been destined. And as time went on, she realized she had manifested her soulmate, not by chasing after them, but by becoming the love she desired. Now, Isabel's story isn't unique. There are countless people who have transformed their love lives using Neville Goddard's teachings. But here's the important part: it's not about just waiting for someone to show up. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that is already living in love. You don't have to know who your soulmate is or how they'll come into your life. You only need to know what it feels like to be in that relationship, to experience that love, and to assume that it's already yours. So how does this apply to you? How can you start manifesting your soulmate or specific person now? It begins with understanding one simple truth: your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you feel lack, loneliness, or desperation, those feelings are what you will continue to experience. But if you feel love, fulfillment, and contentment as if you already have what you desire, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Imagine for a moment the person you've been thinking about, the one you want to be with. Or if you're looking for a soulmate, imagine the feeling of being with someone who truly understands and loves you for who you are. Don't focus on the details, focus on the feeling. What does it feel like to wake up next to them, to laugh with them, share your day with them, and love them? Close your eyes and immerse yourself in those emotions. Feel the gratitude for having them in your life. Let that gratitude fill you up completely. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here, and in doing so, it opens the door for more of that feeling to come into your life. Let me share with you another story, this time about a man named James. James had been in love with someone for years. They had dated briefly, but things didn't work out, and she moved on. James, however, couldn't stop thinking about her. He tried moving on, dating other people, but nothing compared to the connection he felt with her. He found himself obsessing over what went wrong, replaying every conversation, every mistake. The more he focused on what he didn't have, the worse he felt. Then one day he came across Neville Goddard's teaching on the law of assumption. He realized that he had been living in a state of lack, constantly thinking about how he didn't have her, and in doing so, he was creating more lack. James decided to try something new. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, he began to focus on what he wanted. He spent time each day imagining himself in a happy, healthy relationship with her. But more than that, he focused on the feelings. He imagined the joy, the love, the connection they shared. He let himself feel as if they were already together, as if the relationship had never ended. A few months later, something unexpected happened. She reached out to him, out of the blue, to apologize for how things ended. They began talking again, and slowly their relationship rekindled. But this time, it was different. James had changed. He was no longer coming from a place of need or desperation. He had assumed the feeling of love and completeness within himself, and that energy drew her back into his life. So how can you apply these principles to your own life? It all starts with gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to manifestation because it shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already present. Each day, I challenge you to take just a few minutes in the morning and before bed to practice gratitude. You can use a gratitude journal to write down 3 things you're grateful for, starting with "I am so happy and grateful now" that fill the rest. Focus on the love you're calling in and express gratitude as if it's already here. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm in a loving, committed relationship, or I feel really grateful for the incredible connection I have with my soulmate. Do this for 10 days. Every morning and night, spend time feeling grateful for the love you're manifesting. Even if you don't see immediate changes, keep going. The universe is always working behind the scenes, aligning people and circumstances to match your new state of being. And as you do this, something incredible will begin to happen. You'll start to notice shifts, not just in the people you attract, but in how you feel about yourself. You'll feel more confident, more worthy of love, and more aligned with the version of you that already has what you desire. By the end of this practice, you'll realize that manifesting your soulmate or specific person isn't about chasing after them. It's about becoming the love you wish to experience. When you embody that love, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is the essence of Neville Goddard's teachings, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you live in the end, when you assume the state of already having what you desire, your reality shifts to match that assumption. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on Neville Goddard's teachings and the power of manifestation. And I want to hear from you in the comments. What are you manifesting right now? How will you use the law of assumption to bring your soulmate or specific person into your life? Let's support each other on this journey. Remember, something wonderful is always happening, and love is already on its way to you. All you have to do is believe it, feel it, and let it unfold. Never give up, because the love you desire is closer than you think.